Megan. Sorry about that not working. Oh, wow. Okay, so I have a few things I thought I would share and kind of kick us off with, and then we will get to work and work on just really reach outs tonight. I have a whole list of people right here that I want to work on reaching out to, and you guys probably do too. So I won't take up a whole lot of time, but I think sometimes the spirit in which we message really comes across in your messages. I don't know if you all feel like that too, but it just seems like even if it's a written text, somehow people sense our spirit in it. And so sometimes if we are in a funk maybe, or maybe just not the best state of mind, sometimes I will step away before I start messaging and I'll put on worship music or I'll put up like a fun upbeat song, like just something that lifts my spirits and gets me excited again. Or listen to a Jewel for a couple of minutes, just something that really lifts me up and is like, you know what, this is exciting. We have a lot to share. Let's do this, you know? And so I just want to encourage each of you, if you feel like that when we go to mute, maybe just put on a worship song for a minute. Just ask the Lord to give you the spirit that He wants to come across to people, that we would truly be loving and caring for those that we're going to be talking to. Okay, so with that in mind, I wanted to read to you. I'm reading GoPro by Eric Worre. Really simple book. I read more than half of it in about an hour this afternoon, so it's not a hard read. But something just really stood out to me that I feel like will be a blessing to those of us working tonight. And I just wanted to share. And he's talking here about inviting your prospects. So in other words, reach outs. What we're doing tonight. Okay. So he says he's telling a little bit of his story back in the beginning when he was first starting network marketing. He says, I was desperate. I tried everything. I was like a hunter with the goal of bagging an elephant. I went around with a gun in my hand, and then he puts opportunity in parentheses, the opportunity, and I shot at anything that moved. I didn't really care about relationships. All I cared about was getting that new recruit. My attitude was, some will, some want, some won't, so what? Who's next? But because I was a hunter, everyone felt it and they avoided me. After 3 or 4 years of frustration, I came to a defining moment and I began to study successful people to see what they did. And what I found surprised me. They were not hunters. They were more like farmers. I feel like we all know this, but this is just, I love the way he puts this. So refreshing. They built relationships, they built friendships, and they learned how to build trust with the people they met. They were able to skillfully transfer their belief that they had about their products and opportunity to their friends. And their goal was not immediately to recruit their prospects. Their initial objectives were to educate their prospects on what they had to offer and let them decide if it was something they wanted to do. And this was a huge strategy change for me. Instead of acting like a shark, I was a coach or a consultant. I built relationships and offered value, offered common sense solutions to people's problems. Who doesn't like that? He goes on to say, the other thing I noticed with the professionals is that they did not pitch their product or opportunity. Instead, when the timing was appropriate, they invited people to do one of two things based on the situation. And I love these two things. First thing they did was to invite people to attend some sort of an event, like, you know, our Facebook events online, or like the Health Zoom tonight. Okay, he says, professionals understand that personal interaction is a critical component when it comes to building trust and transferring belief. So they try to connect with people as much as possible. The second thing they did was invite people to review some sort of tool, like that 2.5-minute triplex video by Plexus, right? Or a testimony. And he says, there's no question that, there's no question that this takes many forms. As you offer, you know, video link, testimony, whatever, you can even offer product samples. So anyway, regardless of how you are reaching out to people, the point is to educate and to build a relationship with them. Okay, and then the other thing he said was, there's just a couple of points when you're reaching out to someone. First of all, you must emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. This is extremely important. Remember, our initial goal is to educate and help them with their understanding. It's not about getting a new customer or signing a new distributor. We are disconnecting our emotions from that outcome and we're focusing on educating people, and that makes things simple. We're also going to be ourself as we message people. We're not simply just doing a copy paste message that we could send to the masses, although there are aspects that might be similar in each message, right? But we're personalizing it to the people we're reaching out to. Number 3 is what I started this call with, and that is enthusiasm. If you aren't feeling upbeat at the moment, if you're feeling down, in a funk, whatever, change that before you start messaging. Put on that worship music or whatever. You can have this, honey. And then number 4 is have a strong posture or confidence. He says in the book, this was a big one for me. At first, I was so insecure. Come here, you can sit with mom. Oh, here. Okay, come here, sit with me. I didn't think anyone would take me seriously, but as I watched the professionals, I noticed their posture. They were bold, they were confident, and they were strong. So I decided to be bold as well. I stopped apologizing all the time. And instead of saying, yes, I know I've had a lot of jobs, but I hope this will bring the change I've been looking for, I started saying, guess what? I'm serious. Don't bet against me. Okay. Anyway, I feel like that's a really great point because he says, do you feel the difference in my posture? So having that confidence and passion as we're reaching out to people is essential. So I love that he brought that out. Okay. Someone wants to be on my lap right now. So I have printed out here my Facebook friends list, and I have a certain section I'm working on tonight. This is going to be my reach out list for tonight. You might do the same thing, or you might even go look through your stories. Who's watching your stories? Who's watching the posts you've been putting up? Even personal posts, not Plexus posts. That can be a helpful way to make a list of who you're going to reach out to and to work on that list tonight. So a couple more things, and then I will stop talking. A couple more things is there is some really, really helpful examples here from Brooke Hemingway that I was just going to kind of read off to you. Thought they might be a little bit of a springboard as you're sending your message. I'll give you a couple examples. A couple of things that she encourages you to say. Hang on, I just want to find that second page. Here we go.
I'm holding up this messaging handbook. Do you guys all have this printed off? Hopefully you do, because this can be your little Bible for, you know, what to say. I think a lot of times we get in a rut because we're like, oh, who do I reach out to and what do I say? So this answers that. The files of the Momentum Makers group can print it off.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Megan. Awesome. Okay, so words to avoid. Saying things like, I was afraid to reach out to you. I know this is probably something you never consider. Okay, so language like that is apologetic, and we want to make sure that's not in our messages. Instead, Brooke Hemingway recommends phrases like this. I'm reaching out because I admire you so much. When I thought about you, I wonder if you had ever considered. Have you ever been curious about what this looks like and what's available to you through collaborating with someone on something like this? So that's more directed to the business. A lot of times when I am reaching out to people, I will say, you know, have you ever heard of Plexus before? Because I feel like that opens the door. Remember, we're not trying to give them a pitch right away, but we're just trying to say, hey, are you willing to chat? Is this something you're interested in? People can come back and say, yeah, I'm not really into that. Or, yes, I've actually heard a lot of good about this company. Or, no, I've never heard about this company. Tell me more. I need help with my gut. You know, like that can be just a simple, simple question to start the conversation. Have you heard much about Plexus? Okay. There was one other message I wanted to read to you guys. And I thought I had it. Okay. Okay. Well, let me show you guys a message I sent today because I can't find the one from Brooke Hemingway. It's there somewhere. Okay, so today I sent a reach out. I'll just give this to you guys as a quick example. I had chatted with this lady, a while back, and she had said she had some supplements right now, but she might be interested in the future. Okay. So this is a little bit of a follow-up, but I kind of feel like, okay. Hey, Alyssa. Okay, I realized last week I could share with you the link that I have with more information on the gut health supplements I take. Would you want to check it out if I sent you the link? And then she said yes, and I sent her the link. And I feel like that's the question, if what? If I send you this, or if I send you a sample, would you try it? If I send you a testimony that I think you could relate to, would you have a minute to read that? I feel like that expresses a lot of confidence. It's not saying, like, begging, please, if I send you this, would you read it? Okay, so there's no begging there, but there is an asking a question of, if I took the time to send this to you, would you take the time to look at it also? Would that work for you? And then not only is that expressing confidence, but it's giving them a resource, because we're always wanting to educate. We're always wanting to help people with their health, right? That's the goal of our entire business, is to bless people's health. So if we're offering them a resource, we're saying basically, are you serious? Are you serious to take a look at this product? And I always tell people, like, if I'm sending them the video, I say, would you have a minute to watch this video from Plexus? Or would you consider watching this video? It's less than 2 minutes, or whatever, less than 3 minutes, whatever it is. Because I feel like that respects their time. And but I'm also asking them if they will do it, instead of just saying, here it is. Just for a quick story, I had someone in another company ask me if I would watch her video way back. And I was just assuming it was a quick video like ours at Plexus, right? Like the triplex one is, the new one is 2.5 minutes. And so I told her, yes. I'm like, sure, send it over. I'll watch it tonight. And she's like, okay, awesome. Well, she sends it over. I click on it. It's 31 minutes long. And it's a whole opportunity presentation. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle. I didn't even know what company she was with at that point. I was just trying to support her and be nice. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it would have been nice if she'd given me maybe a little bit more information. This is what it's about. This is how long it is. So then I could have said yes or no to the time commitment, right? I could have better told her, yeah, I'm interested, or no, actually, I'm not really interested. So I feel like it's just really, really healthy to say, hey, it's a really short video, less than 3 minutes. If I sent it to you, would you have a minute to watch it? So anyway, little tidbit there, but I am going to get out my list of reach outs here, and I'm going to start working. If anybody has like a question, or you have a message you're not sure how to respond to, or something you want to share, like something fun, maybe you have a fun message you want to share with everybody that would bless everyone, please feel free to unmute and do that. We have a bit of time here to work, about 40 or so minutes. So this is going to be fun to just do together. So I'm going to go ahead and mute. If I think of something else to say, which I probably will, I will also unmute. All right, guys, I'm going to mute. Here we go. And remember to turn on that music. You need just a little energy going.
I thought of a question. It was a conversation I was having with someone today. Where would you say is like the correct, like a level or points or sponsors to say to somebody that they could have their products covered? So like if money is an issue and you're like, hey, like I'll work with you, like let's get, your products covered, so would you say silver, like 3 ambassadors is a safe place, or more? I'm not sure if you had an approximate number.
Are you saying for like someone you've already signed up?
That is hesitant to sign up because of the cost.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, it kind of doesn't really matter, but I usually say 3 to 5 ambassadors. Yeah.
Okay.
I do because like here's the thing. Okay, so if you have 3 people ordering under you, it's about $15 in pay points per person.
Mhm.
So that's about 45. And then you make more from having your PV, et cetera, et cetera. So I think someone did the math and it was somewhere around $60, $75 from having 3 people order in future months, not the first, the first month is more than that. So I would say more like 3 to 5. And typically what's really fun with people is they get a win when they go silver. You get someone signed up or they are signing up and you're like, okay, 3, just right out the get-go. Who's 3 people? 3 friends, your mom, your friend, your cousin, whoever. Who are 3 people that could just do this with you that would be fun for you to have doing it with you so that, you can have better results that way and not be all by yourself. And then you can share with them, if you sign 3 people this month, this is what you make. And it's basically, it's a lot and it kind of covers 2 months. So I've approached it different ways with different people. Like I'm just sharing this because I know you're wanting to build, but I had one lady that I felt like everything kind of overwhelmed her. She wasn't like just ready to just run with this business or anything. She just wanted to cover her products. So I said, okay, well, can you sign 3 people this month? Can we work on that together? We're going to link arms, sign 3 friends. And then we're going to consider maybe in the next couple of months after, maybe we could sign another friend, couple more, make sure that we keep your cost of your products covered because typically 3 to 5 people is what I tell people. Okay. And that's what I told her. Versus, other people, it's like you can tell them silver's 3 people and then let's move from there. And they're like, yes. And then they're silver and they're like, this is awesome. What's the next goal? And so then you're telling them like, okay, senior silver, let's get you 7 more. And then you'll have 10. And you know what I mean? So you kind of judge it by the person. But yeah, anyway, to answer your question, I would say 3 to 5. So.
Yeah. And I know it depends on too. I don't know if there's an average of what people, how much PV people order per month, because I don't know if some people are like, just get the 100, like triplex pack period. And like, that's right at 100, or do people generally go over? So there is, compensation on that PV. Right. I guess, I mean, everybody's different, but.
Right. No, that is a good question. I would be curious about that. That would probably be one of those things you'd have to like run reports and you could get percentages that way. Which I would be totally over my head. So don't ask me.
Oh yeah. But you probably see all of it. But, some people that aren't at the 100, but some people that are way over.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. And as much as people do order over 100, they are helping to raise the pay point. So anytime I can encourage people to have like 150 PV, 200, just for easy breakdown, like that helps to raise the amount that the pay point is worth. And so that's kind of cool. And that's that brings up the blessing of having customers, because customers raise your personal PV. So like, for example, I order how much for our family per month. We have a big family. So whatever, $300, $400, $500 of supplements per month. If we want to, we could do that. Right. And then if I have a couple of customers ordering triplex, I mean, my PV could be way up at, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, and that would be great. But anything over 100 PV raises the pay point. I do have quite a few ambassadors that aren't really wanting to build a business, but they have big PV every month. Like we're talking over 500 PV every month because they have a little group of customers. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because that was this conversation. Like she had told me back when we were talking first, and she said, like, sounds really interesting. Like my husband really needs it. But I know that I wouldn't be interested in selling, which is exactly what I told Janet. I was like, Janet, I just want to be and, so it's so funny. So I just kind of left it. I was like, yep, like totally understand, and then she came back and said, I just don't think it's feasible. She's the one that was in the event that has 7 kids. And, so you're talking like large family, providing for 2 adults, all that. So when she came back and said no financially, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? So I texted her the next day and I said, I said, if money is the only issue, like, I will personally like work with you, so trying to like come back at it. And so I'm
Right.
waiting for another response from her, but maybe we're working on that. So,
I would say two things there, Christina. First of all, that's so common. Like a huge percentage of people say that.
yeah.
I don't want
Oh
a
yeah.
business. I'm busy, And so
Yeah.
like that's totally normal. Like I just encourage people like, oh, totally. Like let's share and have a friend do it with you, and that's more fun if you want to,
Mhm.
or let's do a Facebook event. It'll be fun. The other thing is a lot of times people say that, and then we come back and we offer or whatever, and then they come back and they're like, well, think about it. But then once they feel really good, everything
Mhm.
changes, and they're like, yes to posting, yes to the Facebook event, yes to
Mhm.
signing up my mom.
Yeah.
Like things, their perspective changes because it went from something they're skeptically thinking of trying to something that's helped them, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So yeah, when people tell me that, I just try to say, I try to not use the word business, and I try to just say,
Mhm.
it'd be so fun if a friend did it with you, and then you wouldn't be alone, and you'd get a kickback from your friend ordering from you, which is so fun. And just kind of,
Yeah.
what are you open to that? So sounds like what you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely trying to be careful of like the language and yeah, not make it sound like too businessy. Yeah, that makes sense.
You're not busy. You
Okay.
need a business, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. She's wonderful. She's super mom over there.
Yeah, sounds
Okay, I
like
have
it.
one more question. Totally
Yes, go
separate
for it.
conversation. Okay, so I got Megan's planner in the mail today. Super excited to get
Yes.
organized. So I was
Awesome.
wondering, yeah. So if either of you want to speak to, um, do you have a specific strategy for your social media posts? Like, I know I've heard, be careful to post about like especially to your friends, post about your testimonies. Like, don't always just be copying and pasting info, so, but do you have like, Transformation Tuesday, like Motivation Monday? Like, is there a strategy you follow for your ideas?
Yeah, I'd love to hear what Megan says, but I'll just say really quick, Christina, I love to plan out my week of posts,
Yeah.
but I don't always do it. So I'm just being totally
Sure.
transparent with you. But when I do it, it's so much better. And I do try to mix it up. So at least once in the week, I post about the business. I do like 2 testimonies spread out throughout the week. Testimony Tuesday is really fun.
Mhm.
I've seen people in Plexus do Wellness Wednesdays and just have like health tips on Wednesdays. I think you could do it like a number of different ways, but honestly, I'm just not that organized most of the time. And I'm kind of like, ooh, I want to share this. Ooh, I want to share that. So when I plan it out though, I feel like it's better. But I think the name of the game is just keeping it real and making sure you have plenty of personal posts mixed in, and that you're posting about a variety. For example, like Megan will, laugh, but when I was first posting, I only posted about the health. I didn't talk about the business for quite a while, and there was a lot of reasons to that, and I should have, but anyway, my lack of confidence was the bottom line for me in myself, but I'm also really nerdy, and I just love to talk about the products. But honestly, that's not going to, I could probably build a big team like that. Plenty of jewels have, but I want to be well-rounded, and I love the business. So I really want to make sure that I'm trying to be, um, versatile is not the right word, but posting
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
different things throughout the week and not just the same thing all the time, because you are going to catch different people at different points of interest. One friend might have her eye caught because you post about somebody getting her Lexus, and another friend is not going to track with that, but she's going to track with a post about ProBio 5 and those enzymes. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? So the more variety you have, the better, because you're going to catch people of different interests. So that's all I've got.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind speaking to that too. I mean, I agree with Melody. My answer is somewhat the same. I actually, that was Molly Schultz's request that I add that planning sheet in. I actually probably need to do a poll before we print the next one, just to find out if that's helpful for people or not, and something that they do. But I know Brooke Hemingway does that, and she doesn't do the
Mm,
whole week, but she'll like actually write up her posts and save them to the notes in her phone, and have like 2 or 3 days worth of
mm,
specific posts. And then she'll just put, sometimes we are doing something fun with the kids and we'll make a post, right? So I think sometimes we we don't post often enough, or we don't post well-rounded enough because we just aren't strategic, systematic, and planning, our posts. So I would say if you're wanting to up level that piece of your business, that would be a great thing to do. I know Jarrett Abart, he was just here this weekend, but he shared at Leaders Retreat a couple years ago on the cruise how he kind of mapped out his month of posting. And I think it's really wise to do that, because you can make sure that you actually are sharing about the business. You actually are sharing about the products. And it's not just, days or weeks go by where you don't see anything about it, right? Another thing that I will say is, if you're planning like that, you can make sure that you're also appealing to the 4 color personalities: red, blue, green, yellow. If you haven't read that book yet, you might, or you can just like look it up online, get a brief synopsis of that. But like Melody said, what one post speaks to one person may not to another. And the other thing I will say is, one thing that I did in the beginning when I first started sharing is I was really, really passionate about educating people. So I did like a little evening series and just hashtagged it. So like it was some sort of like blood sugar, I don't even know what I called it. But if you think of like funny or fun little, Fun Fact Friday, I think Amy Booker has done some of those before, and where it's like just a product informational post, but get a picture of yourself with that particular product, because people resonate more with you than a graphic of a product, or even you holding a product without your face in it. So if you can have your face in it, it's even more effective. But scheduling your post that can look like whatever you want it to look like, and as organized as you want to be. I would just say, be organized enough to be efficient, but don't waste too much time. Same with this thing, like use it to your benefit. It doesn't have to look beautiful, or if it's gonna like suck time from you because you want to make it perfect and amazing. It's just basically to make sure that you're keep staying on track. I don't know, it helps me a bunch just to have my brain on paper. I can check stuff off my list.
Mama brain, I gotcha. No, that's good. Thank you.
I love that. Kayla says in the comments, adding value and things that I'm passionate about has been huge for growing my visibility and interaction. And Kayla, I just want to say, I've seen your posts, girl. I love what you're doing. That's awesome. Kayla's really great about adding value, like stuff, not even Plexus, but other stuff, mom topics, whatever. Like, that's huge. Because people like see that and they're like, oh, you're like, they connect with you on a different level. And so then when you present maybe a product, for example, they're more likely to really listen to what you have to say. Like, you build that rapport with them. I guess that would be like one way. I was just going to say 2 more things. One, when Megan was talking, I remember hearing a video somewhere, and Megan, you talked a lot about this when I was first sharing, but think of your Facebook page or your social media presence as your storefront. And if you're not consistently showing that the light is on and your store is open, so to speak, then you're going to lose some people. So whatever it takes for all of us to be consistent in posting, like, we need to do it, because we've all seen friends in network marketing companies that post like once a month about the product they love. And we honestly, at least for me, I don't think of them as being very serious about their product, because they just don't post very often. And so I kind of wonder, like, oh, is she still doing that? You know what I mean? Versus the person that I do see posting all of the time, even if I don't always read her posts, just seeing that she has a post up and, oh, I know she's talking about her nails again, or her whatever again, that clicks in my mind, is this person is serious about their business, and they are open. They're open for business. They're open for messages and questions, right? They're professional. And then along those lines, because of that, because Megan taught that so much when I was first starting, a lot of the ladies under me, even Stephanie, who's on tonight, I did not know personally before Plexus, and I recruited total strangers, and they're now, most of them are my biggest business builders. So that kind of cracks me up a little bit, because I don't feel like I'm this social media genius. But by God's grace, I was very consistent those first few years of starting my business and posting and messaging. So anyway, and that's because of Megan and Jessica Heffley and Tamara Holloway and their training. But But I think that helped. People saw the light was on in the shop and they could come to me and talk, if that makes sense. So anyway, all right. Cool, cool. Awesome questions. Oh, what am I missing in the chat here, ladies? I'm so sorry. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. So, guys, in the chat, Kayla shares her weekly list. This is awesome. 2 Plexus product posts, 2 Plexus business posts, 2 health tidbits, 2 posts on the things she's interested in, her brand, for example, trauma, birth, NICU. Love that. And 2 questions engagements, and then a Sunday inspiration empowerment. Woohoo! I love this, Kayla. She's just signed 2 Courtneys on the opposite side of the country that I've never met. Haha. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, woohoo. Yes, thank you for sharing that. That is so inspiring. I personally, I'm just going to put this out there. I personally am terrible, have been previously terrible about posting on the weekends. Like it's just been something I've used as an excuse. I'm really busy. And putting that out there, I'm working on that. I'm going to grow that and change that. But I love that you have even the weekends planned out. That's awesome. All right, off we go. Hey ladies, we've got a couple new faces on, so I'm just hopping on to say we're working on reach outs, sending some new reach outs to those that we haven't chatted yet with about Plexus. And we were just sharing some examples, going over some questions. So now we're actually sending the messages. So just so you know what we're doing. Hey, ladies. Okay. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm going to hop on one more time here and just say something really quick. I just got a yes. So I wanted to just share really quick what I sent just for fun. It's not like it's anything earth shattering, but sometimes it's fun to share a victory, right? Okay, so I just sent this reach out to this lady. Hi, Nicole. Saw your boys beginning school. Hope that's going well. Loved their picture. Also, I have a quick question for you. If I sent over a short video about Plexus Gut Health supplements, would you have a minute to watch it? As a busy mama, I've had my life completely changed by how I feel on these supplements, so I love to share with other mamas. It looks like you're into fitness, so you may already have some supplements, but I wanted to ask you anyway since they've changed so much for me. Happy Tuesday. And then she wrote back and said, yes, I will watch it. So just a fun little example there. Normally, I do say, would you have a minute to watch? Would you be able to watch a couple minute video? There we go. That's how I normally say it. But anyway, that way they know it's not something long, but I forgot it on there. Anyway, wanted to share that. Okay, friends. Thanks for joining me tonight. This was so fun. Does anybody have like a victory or a fun message or something that they want to share before we hop off? It doesn't have to be like somebody's, immediately saying yes to you, but sometimes it's fun to hear like, oh yeah, so and so is, interested, or getting a message back like, thank you for messaging me. I've been meaning to message you. I've seen your posts. I've had people say that to me, so that's fun. If anybody wants to, feel free to share. Jonesy. Oh, yeah. I know. It's kind of funny, Johnsy. It's kind of a toss up. Like, I feel like some nights it's really quiet, and other nights I feel like everyone's on. Um, Maybe once they get their kids in bed. So I don't know. Maybe it depends on which like day of the week it is. But yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, too funny. Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for sharing with um, us, everybody, and being on so we can work together. This is always fun and encouraging. And if you haven't printed out the planner, you'll want to run over to the Momentum Makers page. And then at the top, there's those tabs. If you click files, then you can click on Megan's messaging handbook that she was talking about, and you can print that out. So that's definitely going to be very handy. It has a lot of tips in it and message examples and stuff. So definitely great resource. I'm so thankful Megan put that up. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for hopping on. Good night. Let's see.